So the cine industry needed battery power system in higher voltage. As we know, the Alexa LF or 65, they have no longer support 14 voltage input. So the new B-Mount standard is used on cine cameras at 28 volts high voltage.
This is a CineD Gear News video supported by B&H and CVP.
Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD, and today I'm with Neal from SWIT. Neal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And SWIT is a prime manufacturer of monitors, lights, and batteries. But today I would like to talk about your batteries. Actually, you have new line of B-Mount batteries, and I just want to explain what is B-Mount batteries. Bebop was the first one to kind of establish this standard, and Ari was the one to endorse it. So you and other manufacturers are following the trend, and I would like to ask you, what is the advantage of B-Mount batteries over V-Mount? I mean, the industry has been using 12 volt for many, many years. So what's new?
Currently, the cameras, all the cine cameras use 14 volts V-Mount or gold mount batteries, which actually the V-Mount and the gold mount battery are from broadcast industry, ENG cameras. They consume no more than 50 volts. But the digital cinema camera have much more power and is still even growing. They need to raise the performance, like the larger format, more frame rates, which means they need more power consumptions. And if the battery system is still 14 volts, the power draw will be limited because the current is limited. So the cine industry needed battery power system in higher voltage. As we know, the Alexa LF or 65, they have no longer support 14 voltage input. So the new B-Mount standard is used on cine cameras at 28 volts high voltage, especially on the future more powerful cine cameras. Ari said the high voltage helps to open the door to exciting future technologies. We know there are existing V-Mount or gold mount batteries in 26 or 28 volts as well. But the V-Mount gold mount plate, they don't have a switcher or an ID pin to recognize different voltages. So there's surely great risks if you misuse the high voltage battery to the regular devices. While the B-Mount has designed a special ID pin here to recognize between battery and plate, so that the B-Mount batteries could also be regular 14 volts to fit all kind of devices with this ID pin distinguished. No risk of the misuse. Next, the B-Mount is a side mounting structure like the gold mount. It's more stable comparing to V-Mount. No shaking, no vibration. Actually, V-Mount have much more tolerance, which causes the shaking. And we know many manufacturers produce V-Mount batteries in place, and some of them are in high quality, some of them are bad quality. Different brands of V-Mount battery in place always can't match well. Many camera operators likes to hold the battery and move the camera. B-Mount could be tightly attached to the camera, and if the camera was installed in cage like Array Trinity, the side mounting structure is much easier to change the batteries. Another change you may have noticed is that the B-Mount release button is on battery side, it's not on the plate side. This design makes the B-Mount plate pretty much small and thin comparing to the gold mount or V-Mount. So that the B-Mount can fit for many small devices like small monitors, RF transmitters to power by B-Mount battery. So these are the main advantages of B-Mount: the high voltage, the stable mounting structure, and the small size. We believe the B-Mount will become widely used film industry standard.
Are those new batteries compatible with current existing cameras?
Yes, just I have introduced now, the B-Mount has an ID pin to recognize 14 volts or 28 volts. So many cameras or monitors or lights, they can install B-Mount plates as well. And for the existing devices, it's quite easy to just install a conversion plate to change the V-Mount to B-Mount and use the B-Mount batteries.
What kind of other devices the B-Mount battery can actually power next to cameras? You already mentioned cameras.
Yes, besides cameras, there are many monitors and lights. They are power hungry because the monitor, the 4K monitor, the high bright monitor, they require much more power consumption. And also the lights, they are even 1000 volts lights. There are many CineD lights, they request much more power. And the B-Mount could match with the higher power devices to provide a 28 high voltage to help the devices to reduce current and increase the performance and raise the power draw.
I see there are quite a lot of SWIT B-Mount products on your desk. What are they?
Yes, SWIT has just announced a series of B-Mount products, including the B-Mount battery, B-Mount charger, and the B-Mount hot swap plate for Alexa cameras. The B-Mount batteries, it's a 28.8 volts nominal voltage, perfectly matched with Alexa cameras. It's 290 watt-hour high capacity and 250 watts constantly high load. The battery is 28 volts voltage, high voltage, but it still provides two D-type socket with regulated 16 volts output to compatible with all kind of camera top devices. And we also add a USB Type-C socket on the top of the battery. It's 60 volts in and out, means the battery can power laptops or charge by USB Type-C chargers. It's quite convenient when you are in field production and need to power your computers. And on the left side, there's an OLED screen to display the power percentage, the remaining working time, like how many hours, how many minutes left, and the charging status. On the rear side of the battery, there's a small LED. This is a LED light. You can double-click the power button to switch on the light. This small function is help you to find the B-Mount plate because on the beginning, many users are not familiar with the B-Mount. It can help you to find the B-Mount plate on the dark environment. And here is the SWIT B-Mount charger. It's a portable 4-way simultaneous charging, 100 watts super fast charging for each channel, which means if you charge this 290 watt-hour B-Mount battery, 4 pieces, within 2.5 hours, you can charge the 4 batteries to 80%. And 3 hours, 15 minutes, all the 4 batteries can be fully charged. It's pretty much faster than regular chargers. So in the film set, the batteries could be turned over quickly. You don't need to bring too many backup batteries with this super fast charger. On the front of the charger, there's a large screen, LCD screen, to display the charging information in detail. And on the top side, there are LED indicators. You can check the charging status from a distance. Besides the B-Mount battery and the B-Mount charger, we also provided the B-Mount hot swap plate for Alexa cameras. This one is for the big Alexa cameras, SXT, LF, or 65, directly installed onto the camera, power the camera by the contact pins here. And these two are for Alexa Mini and Mini LF. The power of the Mini and Mini LF by this 8-pin DC cable and install onto the Alexa Mini original rig system by this clamp. Actually, the hot swap plates have battery cells inside, so you don't need to power off the camera when changing battery. It outputs 200 volts, constantly high load, support 2 minutes hot swapping time. It's quite enough for you to change the battery. And on the left side of the plate, there's a screen to display countdown seconds. From 120 seconds, you just need to put on a new battery before it counts down to 0. And this advanced version is also for Alexa Mini and Mini LF, but it supports additional SDI 1 input 2 outputs distribution, and with SDI isolator inside to provide ground protection. Otherwise, if the camera top device like the monitors or wireless transmitters have potential difference with camera, it may damage the camera board through the SDI cable. Now you could connect SDI cable in and out to this plate and inside SDI isolator will solve this problem. So these are the SWIT B-Mount products for the first stage, and we will continuously develop more B-Mount products in the near future, like B-Mount to V-Mount or B-Mount to Gold Mount conversion plate, to provide more convenience to the film industry to enter the B-Mount standard.
Are those products already in the market? And if they are they more expensive than traditional 12-volt products?
Yes, all the SWIT B-Mount batteries, chargers, and hotspot plates are available on the market now, and they are just keep the same price range like the V-Mount or Gold Mount. It just depends on the capacity of the batteries and depends how fast the charger works. And the B-Mount is no more expensive than V-Mount or Gold Mount. They are in the same price range.
And if production houses or rental houses would like to try out your new batteries, how can whom should they actually contact?
Actually, we have SWIT Europe company in Düsseldorf, Germany, and SWIT America company in California. They can handle the demos, testings, orders, and make shipment to European countries and Americans. So you can check the contact information on the website, switeu.com and switusa.com. And you can also check the local dealer information on this website.
Great. Neal, anything else before I say thank you and goodbye?
I think that's all.
It's always nice to learn something new about a new line of products. Neal, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.